Nasi Novari Kuram. While we are in this place of stillness, I'd like to share a passage from the new message regarding the messenger. I will be reading from the revelation entitled The Veil of the Messenger, revealed to Marshall Vian Summers on December 7, 2012 in Boulder, Colorado. Into this grave and perilous time, God has sent a new message for humanity, to honor the world's religions and to create their common source, to call out from people the greatness that they carry, the power of knowledge that God has given to each person to guide them, to protect them, and to lead them to a greater role in service in the world. But God has sent a messenger too, who carries within him a part of the message that is not in Scripture, that has not been recorded, that has not been written. He is part of the revelation, you see, but he is behind the veil, and you must look deeply and honestly to see beyond this veil. He cannot be used to enrich people. He cannot be used to gratify people. He cannot be used to create a false sense of importance of the people around him. He cannot be used as a tool of the state. He cannot be used to enhance people's desire for wealth, power, and charm, because he is veiled. You could sit next to him and perhaps not even notice, as many people have already. He could walk by you in the street, and you would take no notice that the most important person in the world just passed you, a person who has a gift for your life of such importance it cannot even be described. There is only one messenger for this time and the times to come, because only one has been prepared and only one has been sent. Others may proclaim this title for themselves, but only heaven knows who has been sent for this purpose. To know him, you must hear him, his proclamation, the gift of wisdom that passes through him, the revelation from God brought into the world through one man who has carried such a great burden. It has broken him down emotionally. It has broken him down physically. It has endangered his health. It has given him a toil, an unseen and unrecognized toil. It is not the toil of survival. It is not the toil of self-gratification. It is the toil of carrying a great message that would have to remain unknown for a long time until the messenger was ready to proclaim and to come forth with the revelation that he had spent 30 years receiving. You will be called to the message and the messenger, you and others. If you are called and cannot receive, you will become critical. You will become a critic, unable to break away, but unable to respond truthfully. You will become a critic, a detractor. If you can respond, then your life will begin to change. If you can accept the pathway and take the steps to the greater knowledge within you that God has provided, then you will begin to prepare yourself for a greater life and free yourself from your former existence and all that constrained you there. If you have the opportunity to meet the messenger in his remaining years on earth, it would be a great blessing to you. But when you do meet him, you will see the veil. He will be a veiled person. He will not reveal what is within him. He will not show you what he sees about you and your life, except rarely, and only then if you were to become a true student of the revelation. He will not answer your questions. He will not meet your needs. You cannot use him as a resource, though you may try. His veil has protected him, has kept him pure in an impure world, has assured his humility and his strength. It has given him his humanity and his compassion and love for the human family. It has strengthened him to endure not only the great passage of receiving the revelation, but the difficulty of presenting it to a world that is ambivalent about God and creation, that lives for the moment and does not consider the future or the outcome of one's life, of people's lives. The messenger has to accept that he will go unrecognized and that his message will not be appreciated by so many people. He will have to face the ridicule and the condemnation of those who are drawn but cannot receive. He will have to see the blind rejection of people who are attached to their philosophies, their theologies, and their religious beliefs, who are blinded by their firm and fixed notions. They do not even recognize God's emissary when he arrives on earth. Even if they are religious or consider themselves to be such, they cannot even recognize the messenger. The ignorance, the foolishness, the arrogance, the messenger will have to face all of these without losing heart or becoming embittered. What compassion and restraint this requires, you can barely imagine. He who brings God's answer for humanity will see it despoiled and rejected, dismissed and ridiculed. But he cannot lose heart, and he cannot lose his compassion for humanity and his faith in humanity. You who sit on the sidelines of life and who barely participate there can hardly imagine what it means to come into the world with such a gift and such a difficult task. The messenger is seeking certain people who will be amongst the first to respond. To everyone else, he must wait. He cannot be engaged there. He will call certain people to their greater purpose and destiny, and some of them will fail to respond. He will have to face ill health and lack of support all along the way because his journey has been so demanding. All of this is the reality of the messenger, hidden behind the veil of an ordinary appearance and a simple life. Here there are no grand self-assertions. Here there are no attempt to establish oneself as great and grand and significant. It is only the message and the proclamation that establish who he is, what he is, and why he is. He himself will not do this. Let's spend a moment together to be with Marshall and send him our love and strength. If there are others in the world and in your life who you feel need to receive this strength as well, spend a moment sending strength or any other beneficial quality to those persons. Nasi Novari Kuram. Thank you all for coming.